Special good morning to those of you listening to Classic Radio 105.5, 105.9 on the FM dial. Let me say good morning to also those of you viewing GBN TV, whether it's Channel 7, Channel 11, Channel 20. Good morning and welcome. Also to those of you via our social media platforms, Facebook page, YouTube channels, good morning and welcome. It's Wednesday, the 24th day of September 2025. Welcome once again to all. Let me say good morning to my guests. Let me say good morning to Sister Margaret Yamoah. See, I know I would have butchered
Yamoah.
I deliberately did that anyway. Let me say good morning to Miss Dale and Neptune. I could get that one correct.
Yes.
Good morning to both of you and welcome to the point.
Thank you.
Everybody's okay?
We are great.
Right?
We're great. You're good too, GT?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe not be 100%, but I'm bordering it close as possible.
Thanks be to God.
I think past 95.
Oh, that's huge.
And after you speak with us, you'll get your other 5 to make it to 100.
that will be certainly so good. So you folks representing the New Life organization. Some folks may abbreviate it and say NEWLO. Yes. All right. So we will talk a whole lot of what's taking place at NEWLO, maybe for the benefit of individual interested in what's happening at NEWLO. So to get it started off, let's speak to us about your folks' role at NEWLO. What is that? What do you guys do at NEWLO as individuals and the capacity that you are here today?
Okay, well, good morning, viewers and listeners in Grenada and in the diaspora, wherever you are watching or listening to this program. Thank you so much, GBN. Special thank you to you, GT, for hosting us. I'm told I have a whole hour this morning, and so I hope you enjoy our conversations this morning. Yes, coming from the New Life organization, I would like to make a statement because it's been bothering me.
Sure.
New Life organization, NEW, New, L, Life, O, organization, NEWLO. We have some people who have, I don't know if it's on purpose or they just don't know. They have decided to call NEWLO.
The NEWLO.
Instead of NEWLO, they have decided to make it NEWLOW. I don't know where they get a W from. I don't think there's any institution that would like to call itself NEWLO. Because NEWLO came on the scene in 1984 to bring a new high.
Yes.
To bring the spirit, which is our logo. When you see our logo, we have the dove yes. with a green olive in its beak, a sign of new life after the flood.
Yes. In
the case of Grenada, after the revolution or the intervention, whatever you choose to call it, for our young people. So, for 41 years, the New Life organization, or NEWLO, has been providing life skills training and technical and vocational education and training to thousands of young people in Grenada. We see ourselves as a small island country, but we have so much within this country that skills training holds one of the key roles in unearthing to help this nation's development. And NEWLO has been playing that role for 41 years. The two of us, I am the Chief Executive Officer for NEWLO. Well, the title used to be Executive Director. There are some people that still use that title, but it doesn't really matter. It's not the CEO. And I play the role of the administrative head. There is a board for NEWLO, and then there is a management for NEWLO, and then of course we have staff. So I am the administrative head for NEWLO, the day-to-day work, liaising with industry stakeholders, the connection with board and with the institution, everything in between and around it. There's something we have at NEWLO that says that you don't only look at your job description. Okay. And so technically we don't have a job description. We do what has to be done.
Everything across the board.
Everything right. To keep NEWLO going. So I'll let Dale.
Yeah, Dale have to let us know what's going on.
Well, I was about to say I'm like chief cook and bottle washer. Many things have to get done. You see bottles to wash, you wash it.
Okay.
All right. But I am the marketing manager and also job placement officer at NEWLO.
Yes.
Which entails marketing the organization, looking for money, looking for new collaborators, not just for funding, tangible funding, but also in kind, job placement, internship, apprenticeship, and also for the encouraging the public to be aware of what is happening so that we can get some, like more support and lifting NEWLO from when it started 40 years to what people were thinking or where they had us to present day. So all of this and more.
All right. To get this conversation rolling, I glad you cannot jump into that particular direction. Funding, it's critical for the organization of keeping hold. How is that part of it going for NEWLO?
Well, NEWLO is a non-profit organization. Started with the combined effort of the Catholic, Anglican, Presbyterian, and Methodist church communities. And over the years, it has always stood for that. It's not about profit making. Okay. It has always been about service to Grenada, especially to the youth and the young adults. And so early, when NEWLO started, the Catholic Church played a key role in financing, paying staff and all that. And then somewhere along the line, the board was able to brought on board government to support. And so NEWLO started receiving subvention to assist. Because one of our biggest item on our expenditure is staff. Yes. Without a staff, there's no NEWLO. Sure. And we have about 40 staff members who are working in different capacity. We have two different centers and a subsidiary center in St. George's through Dana's City Inn and Tasty Food. We work along with her. And so to keep staff at post before anything else could happen, government subvention has become very critical for us over the years. And it's not about big pay. I don't know why she's still at NEWLO. And the people.
It's always the love of your job.
Yes. And this is a point. Yeah.
So the financial aspect, it's needed. Yeah. But it's not what you're there for. No. And I guess Neil is there for.
And NEWLO staff understand that. Yeah. Because there are some who have worked there for over 36 years. Okay. And they could make all the big money they could make anywhere, but they still choose to stay at NEWLO. And so the commitment of NEWLO staff is our biggest treasure. Let me put it that way. And other things we do proposals. Sometimes you can write 10 proposals and one goes through, or sometimes none goes through. But we don't give up. There are individuals in Grenada, there are individuals outside of Grenada who contribute, no matter how small, in different ways. There are businesses and companies who are supporting in kind and in cash. And as she said, collaboration with industry is key to keeping NEWLO going. Right, and so the we have only one fundraiser for the whole year, okay, which is the family day we'll get to. When we get to.
When you talk to me about the, you spoke of NEWLO being there for 41 years. I guess you haven't been there for the entire 41 years.
No.
But how has NEWLO grown from then to now?
I think everybody knows this statement I'm going to make, or has heard of it, or somewhere along the line will hear of that statement, that NEWLO at some point was considered as a place for the downs, or those who couldn't make it, or those who were not academically. You see me putting it in quote because that's not what it is. Yes. Right, for those who were not academically inclined. Okay. It's a place for those who just want to learn to fix a pipe. Just go learn fix a pipe and that's it. That for several years was the kind of image people had. And so even in secondary schools, you would have teachers and principals who would just look at a student and you can't survive here, just go to NEWLO.
I've heard the statement.
All right. I'm not saying anything that hasn't been heard before. Yes. And then there were times you would have somebody get in conflict with the law. And I'm saying this on air, and I hope that our lawyers and our judges and our magistrates are listening. Some people are sentenced to NEWLO to go to NEWLO as an alternative. Yes. Now, there is definitely collaboration there, but it's the way it is done. If you don't do it well, and as a young person, I know that the offense I committed would have landed me in jail, and I'm giving NEWLO as an alternative.
Okay.
There's a way we could do it so that it doesn't look like NEWLO is an alternative for prison. Because NEWLO is not an alternative for prison. It's a very key, important institution in Grenada. And our lead founder, Bishop Sidney Charles of blessed memory, there's something that he always said at graduations, that but for NEWLO, Grenada would have been a different country.
Of course.
But for NEWLO. And so when he was alive, he never missed, even when he was so old and could barely walk, he would always be there for everything for NEWLO, because he knew the role that NEWLO plays. We talk a lot about, some of our other Caribbean countries with crime and all that. Recently, we are crying about but think of these thousands of young people. If there was no NEWLO, what would Grenada look like?
I mean, I'm having that mental picture.
Yes.
as you speak. I'm gathering that mental picture, because I myself know of a lot of individuals or young who went to NEWLO and are very outstanding in society today.
Definitely.
They may not want to say it for various reasons. Yeah, nobody know I went to NEWLO. People may say that, make those kind of statements sometimes. Yes. But I know there are others who are proud to have mentioned that I went to NEWLO. You understand? And I'm happy that you take the time out to say that, because some folks always feel you seem as a cast out, so they send you to NEWLO.
Right.
So,
now that mentality either has changed or is changing drastically, because now NEWLO has become an institution of choice.
Yes.
Choice is not that I am going there because I don't have any choice. And that is the reason why the catchment group, the beneficiaries of NEWLO, are so diverse. Yes, we have those who didn't even go to secondary school. We have those who went to secondary school, dropped out. We have those who completed secondary school. Sometimes we have those who have completed college, but the kind of skills they want, maybe they feel that they will get it better at NEWLO, who would come. And then we have adults who have been out of school for so long.
So I could come to NEWLO?
Oh, yes. Who have been out of school for so long. And now they realize that, my children are at a place where it's time I could do something for myself.
Okay.
And they come. And there are some who still have young children, but they don't want only their children to get the goodies at NEWLO. They also want to come. Yeah. So, but NEWLO has become a household name because of how down we get down to the bottom and raise up. Right. And so, for where NEWLO started from and where it is today, and with the kind of name NEWLO has made for itself, the kind of name through those who have been through the institution before are making for themselves, because that's the legacy that NEWLO has left. And I think it's very important for us to mention also, because we're talking about the finance, I didn't mention that part of it, that the government of Grenada currently, when they started the free tuition program,
yes.
One would have thought, well, TAMCC is government, right? So government will focus only on TAMCC, but because of how important NEWLO is in the economy of things in Grenada, the government did it for NEWLO and TAMCC. And so we are the trainees who come to NEWLO now since September 2023 no longer pay tuition fee.
All right.
The government of Grenada pays the tuition fee for them, just as they would for TAMCC. They do for that. So, because let me just, there's so much on the table for payment to be able to receive skills training. The tuition fee is just one.
Yes.
There is a certification for CVQ, the Caribbean Vocational Qualification, and there is a there is the tools and equipment. JT, let me tell you something. Until I came to NEWLO, because I came from a secondary school background,
yes.
I knew nothing about skills training. NEWLO was my first rodeo. And or is, because I'm still in it for 15 years now. And Until I came to NEWLO, I never knew how expensive skills training is. I thought college was expensive, but no. And also because of the way NEWLO does it, where we give a lot of hands-on training. This hands-on training, the competency-based training, requires a lot of supplies, perishable, non-perishables, tools, equipment. Recently, you saw the donation of tools and equipment done. That is how you keep skills training going, and that is what makes it so expensive. And so government supporting us with the free tuition now allows the trainees and their parents and their families and guardians to focus on the other things. Transportation, for example, is very expensive in Grenada.
Yes.
Very expensive. So somebody might pay for the whole program maybe $750 after the life skills as tuition fee, but that same person might pay more than $3,000 for transportation.
Transportation on a daily basis.
Yes. I mean, combined, in some cases about $5,000 by the time they finish the whole program based on where they are coming from. Because remember, we serve the whole of Grenada. So you have trainees coming from St. Andrews. Some have to take 3 buses, 4 buses on a daily basis.
All right. I know you haven't so much to say, but we're due for a break.
Yes.
We're going to take that break. When we come back, we continue the conversation. Stay with us, folks. To the point. Classic Radio, GBN TV.
Climate
We'll be right back.
change is real.
Brignon Miners, distributors for Johnny Walker, Smirnoff Vodka, and Campari. Giddens Healthcare Pharmacies, Haddon Plus, Dollar Savers Auto Parts, Rise and Shine Supermarket, and Glen Spring Water, proud partners of the 19th Annual Hubbard's Legends in Concert, Sunday, November 9th, 5 p.m., Grenada Trade Center.
Hey, Lynn.
Hey, neighbor.
Here's the bill I asked you to pay for me.
How did you get your electricity bill to be so low?
For one, we size our transformers just for what we need. And we unplug transformers, chargers, and other devices when they're not in use. We also replaced our light bulbs with LEDs.
They burn less energy, right?
Much less. I even replaced the seal on my refrigerator door to keep the cold air in.
And Grenlec is always advising us not to open the fridge too often.
That's right. And my family washes and irons in bulk.
So while Grenada can't control fuel prices, I can conserve energy and save money.
Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
Are you ready to take charge of your money, build wealth, and protect your family's legacy? Then join us on October 9th, 2025 at Radisson Grenada Beach Resort for your Financial Future 2.0, Legacy, Literacy, and Liberation, a one-day financial summit designed to break cycles, build wealth, and leave a lasting legacy. You'll gain real-life budgeting hacks, a money mindset reboot, steps to create generational wealth, and practical tips on investing, estate planning, insurance, health, and business finance, all from expert speakers who know how to turn knowledge into action. With 2 inspirational keynotes, 3 powerful panel discussions, and 6 breakout sessions, you will leave with your personalized action plan for success. Don't wait. Secure your seat today. Tickets are EC $350 at disruptiveleadershipconference.com/YFF. Your Financial Future 2.0. Your next chapter starts here.
Got something to share?
Call us at 440-1252.
WhatsApp 405-3052 or 407-8458.
Or email gbnnews@gbn.gd.
GBN News, first, accurate, voted #1.
welcome back, listeners. Welcome back, viewers, once again. It's To The Point here on Classic Radio. We have, of course, Sister Margaret, as she requested. I just mentioned her by the first name, Sister Margaret. And, of course, we have Dale with us this morning, representing NEWLO this morning. Ladies, once again, welcome back. I want to move the conversation a wee bit. And of course, I felt the passion in the first segment when you talk about the whole functioning of NEWLO and how things are rolling out for you, for where it's been from then to now. Technical education is one of the pivotal roles at NEWLO. It's what a lot of individuals who, of course, comes there for. Am I right by saying that?
Yes.
The technical aspect of things, because not everybody may be able to do the theoretical part of things, especially when they leave the primary or sometimes how far they got in secondary. Some folks may not go through the entire process of their secondary education, may not have gone through the entire process of their primary education. But they come to NEWLO. I just said, and I know you don't mind me like we say that, not that they just throw them in NEWLO. We throw them at NEWLO. But talk to me about the role of technical education and how important it has been for NEWLO, of course, to disburse that kind of level of education for lots of Grenadians, to say.
Well, technical vocational education and training, TVET.
Yes.
To shorten it, TVET. It is important that we understand TVET is not only a conversation in Grenada.
Yeah.
TVET is a worldwide conversation because the biggest economies we have in the world were built on TVET. Mm-hmm. And a lot of these economies today have raised TVET to a level that we are yet, to see it that way, because that is what drives societies. That is what drives our daily lives. And that is one of the surest way for employment creation and small business promotion and building. Right. And so for NEWLO, you mentioned something that there may be some who will not be able to do the theory. But the interesting thing is that a lot of us think, when we think TVET is only practical.
I know it combines everything.
Yes.
You have to have that little bit of theoretical.
The theory has to, because now we are doing certification through the Grenada National Training Agency, Caribbean Vocational Certification. There is a whole theoretical part of it that leads naturally to practical, to hands-on. And so you can't divorce the theory from the practical. But at NEWLO, we make the practical more, about 60% of it, and that's what makes it expensive. And so skills training, of course, does not only create employment and also help with small business building. But what we do at NEWLO, we begin from what we call the Adolescent Development Program. Yeah. It's a personal development program. Because before the person can get in front of the machine, in front of the food, in front of anything, they need to develop themselves. And so our ADP, shortly called our ADP program, our Life Skills program, is a foundation of the NEWLO program. So they don't just come there for the skills or for the theory or the practical, but they come there first of all to develop themselves. The Life Skills program is not just a subject, it's a program, as we call it. So it's a combination of, the NEWLO program is built around, Grenada is an island of spice.
Yes.
And so we have carved this acronym SPICES, where the first S stands for the spiritual person, the spiritual part of the person, the P for the physical development of the person, the I for the intellectual, the C for the creative, the E for the emotional, and the S for the social. Okay. So everything we do at NEWLO is built around the spices, right? And so somebody coming there, even if they finish and they don't get a job, you are growing and transforming citizens who will become law-abiding, who are going to contribute, build their families better. We do parenting there. Of course, we do spirituality there. We do English, math. We do social studies. We do positive life choices. We have ICT, digital literacy. We do self-awareness. We do community service. So it's a whole big basket. And they have to do all this even before they start the technical skills. Okay. Oh, yes. A lot of people don't know that.
I never knew that.
And then anger, for the anger management. And
all those. So, because we believe you need to get to the person before you give the person the tool to be able to function. A lot of our young people are coming with such trauma. Why people come to NEWLO to work and sometimes they never leave? is because you become part of people's lives and their stories, and you realize that the role you are playing is so key that you can't just get up and go because the money is small. And so that is skills training for us, not just the certificate, not just being able to fix something, but developing the person as a whole. And then they now contribute to society, the family, and the country. So for us, that is that. But our skills training also, as I said, is certified internationally and regionally. Right. Several years ago, it was only a NEWLO certificate. Now you get a Caribbean vocational certification. You can get a national vocational qualification. Our computer engineering program is certified internationally from the US. Right. So whilst we are at it, let me mention the skill areas that we offer.
Sure. I would like to hear about that.
Right. And so from the hospitality and tourism industry, we have commercial food preparation and cookery. We have restaurant service. We have bartending, and we have housekeeping. In the construction area, we have general construction, electrical installation, we have plumbing, furniture making, carpentry, air conditioning and refrigeration. And a few years ago, we added solar installation and maintenance. In the service area, we have nail technology, hairdressing, we have allied health, geriatric care, and then in the education area, we have early childhood development. And so, and of course, fashion designing. All these programs are done at NEWLO. And so when the young people come, they have a choice. We know our economy is not as big as some of the other Caribbean countries. And so we give them the opportunity to choose what they could find something in to do. So they have the option of doing either one or two skills. They can do two skills. So that if A doesn't work for them, B might work for them, right? And in addition to that, the catchment group, the age group, usually from 17. When the NEWLO program started, they had a name, Second Chance at 17. That is how it was called. But over the years, that name has kind of, because we are catering for more than 17-year-olds, right? And so from 17 all the way up to now, above your age, as long as you are ready to learn, So that's the age group we have.
You kind of single me out there a little bit. Now tell me, how has NEWLO been changing lives for individuals? How has it been changing lives? Especially when individuals especially you mentioned individuals may have issues with the law and all of these issues. How has NEWLO been changing lives for them? Not only, as you said, it's not only encompasses the technical aspect, but the psychological and emotional part of that you offer. So how NEWLO has been changing lives?
One thing unique about NEWLO is that we see NEWLO as a family, not as some education. And so everybody who works at NEWLO has responsibility for every young person or young adult who comes to the institution. So it is not my instructor, it is not my class teacher, it is the whole of NEWLO. Okay. Reinforcing what we want to do is a key to what keeps the transformation going. And so you might be in your classroom. In some situations, somebody might think, I put up my best in the classroom because that's where I'm going to be graded. But that's not how it works at NEWLO. Okay. Every aspect of NEWLO life is part of what we are expecting you to develop in. So I don't have to be I could be the cleaner. I have the right and the responsibility to put you right, to correct you, to ensure that you are doing the right thing any corner of the institution and outside of the institution in the name of the institution. Okay. That is what we do. And so we don't now, for a few years now, thanks to the ministry, we have a counselor on the compound. But before that, how NEWLO kept going before we had an in-house counselor, every one of our life skills instructors, when they go through the training, they are trained also how to count. Because remember, you have professional counseling, and you have the kind of counseling that nobody teaches you in a psychology school. Yes. That part that nobody teaches you in the psychology school is so critical, and that comes with experience. You would think that we have seen it all, but we haven't seen it all. There are still issues and problems that are coming that cause us to think outside of the box. And so the NEWLO transformation agenda is not just one thing. It's a whole group of a family contributing in different ways to help them realize that you may have been abused whilst you were growing up, right? You may have gone through neglect whilst you were growing up. You may have incurred all kinds of names and that you don't deserve this, you don't deserve that. But that is not true. And that despite what your past experience have been, you can still become who or what you want to become if you get yourself open up.
Right. Tell me about the programs at NEWLO that you find a lot of individuals are gravitating to a lot.
Oh, the construction and the hospitality.
Yes, that's right, yes.
Construction area, especially plumbing.
Yeah.
This time around, we have a large group of general construction. So all the construction areas, I have to say, are hot. The hospitality areas. And now with the early childhood and the geriatric care, we have more adults.
Okay.
Because the allied health, as you are aware from the Ministry of Health, is expecting people who work in that industry to be properly certified.
Okay.
Because we have so many people who are working in homes, either in established homes or in private homes, who don't have certification and don't have the training. They learned on the job.
Yeah.
Right now, the ministry requires each and every one of them to have proper certification. You have those who are operating their own salons who don't have proper certification or certification from unrecognized institutions. So accreditation comes in here. And so we have a good number now coming through the geriatric care program, the allied health, and early childhood also receives a lot from the older persons.
Okay, great. We due for a break again. Let's take that break. We're coming back with much more. Stay with us, folks. To the point. Class.
I think we should really put the focus on the quality of life. Can I still continue living my why, my reason for doing what I'm doing? And that depends on my health. That means I organize my priorities in my life, and my first priority is me. Then in me, the first thing is my health. And that's the message that I think we need to push to everyone, that your health is really your responsibility. It's not the doctor's responsibility, not my mother, not my nurse, not the government, but I'm the one who needs to take responsibility for my health.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV on this station.
Got something to share?
Call us at 440-1252.
WhatsApp 405-3052 or 407-8458.
Or email gbnnews@gbn.gd.
GBN News, first, accurate, voted #1.
A hurricane is more than just a storm. So when a hurricane is coming, please prepare your home. You can do this by having an emergency kit ready, covering your windows, trimming your trees, clearing your gutters, reinforcing your garage doors, installing a generator, and knowing your evacuation routes. Failing to do so can lead to immense damage to your home. Thank you, and please stay safe this hurricane season.
Welcome back once again, listeners. Welcome back, viewers. Of course, an interesting conversation this morning. Sister Margaret, over here, Mr. Neptune with us this morning also. We're talking about, of course, NEWLO. And not the low as in low, but NEWLO.
Yes.
Yeah.
Life organization.
New Life Organization. I want us to continue on the path of the programs per se. You started talking about it. What are some of those programs that NEWLO offer that seemingly should you get a lot of course interest in per se? Let's continue on that part of the conversation this morning.
Right. So before the break, I started mentioning the construction
yes.
areas and the hospitality areas. These receive, so all the construction, we have about 6 areas in the construction areas. All of them receive a lot of interest. The hospitality areas as well. And I did mention for the adult group, more the early childhood and the geriatric.
But is there a cutoff point for this, for the adults? Is there a cutoff point? You say, well, if you are that, I don't think you should be there. Tell me, is there a cutoff point?
I mean, you could say 45, but what we are seeing, because I like to analyze data and I like to analyze the experiences we are seeing for those we are opening the program to the adults.
Yes.
There are some of them who may not even be 45. But their past educational experience, now some of them are saying, I don't have time for all this theory thing I have to do before I go and do the practical. But the thing is that with NTA certification, if you do that, you are going to get half certification because you need certification.
So the theoretical role plays an important part.
Very, very important, right? And so we are not saying don't come, but what we are saying is that to receive full certification, it's a combination of theory and practical.
I understand. Some folks must say, do I have to go and write and study and all of these things now? You know, at my age, why would I want to do that? Where I can simply use the practical part and pass it, go ahead and move on. I understand from that point, you know.
Yeah. Right. And also, I think I did mention the computer engineering.
Yes.
We have 2 industry-led institutions that organize our computer engineering program. We have Cisco, and we have CompTIA. So those certifications come from overseas. So we don't even develop the curriculum. This is an international curriculum. And that is one department that really requires a lot of theoretical knowledge to be able to bring it to the practical. And it's the only department they have to do an entry assessment. Because remember, we don't determine the curriculum. It's international standard and you have to meet that. But I'm very proud to say that over the years, the trainees who have come to that department have done extremely well, very, very well. Not just in passing exams and getting big certificates, but what they are doing with them now. Very, very proud of them.
Talk to me about this, and I'm sure there are individuals who are listening to us as well who may be a bit curious in terms of the registration process that you have to go through. Let's give Gail an opportunity to talk about that. Dale, my dear.
So
I mean, she's been keeping very quiet in relation.
No. As I said,
family day for her.
So the plan is, sister will take everything.
NEWLO.
So she will
I just find that you've been very quiet this morning.
I am soaking in, and I'm looking at her with pride, because she's always up at Palmis and she don't get the opportunity much to be out like that.
Okay.
And also for the public and people in the diaspora to see her too and hear, because they always hear from me, and I always like a new face.
I think you are asking questions that fall within my jurisdiction.
So let's go.
So because she has to really talk about the marketing and the fundraiser part of it.
Yes.
Okay, no problem.
So with the registration, I put a lot of information on our Facebook page. So for those who are watching and listening, one place you can get information about registration on NEWLO is always our Facebook page.
Okay.
Now, it's important to understand that NEWLO operates differently from other institutions. For example, TAMCC will do one main admission at the beginning of the academic year. We do 3 admissions in a year.
Okay.
The first one is done May, June. We prepare those who are going to start in September.
Okay.
The second one is done October, November, for those who will start in January. And the third one, the last one before the academic year ends, is done in February, March, for those who are starting in April.
Okay.
And I mentioned 16 different scale areas here this morning. We don't have all the 16 available every term.
Okay.
Our facilities are limited. And so we have divided the 16 among the 3 terms.
Okay.
So for example, you might want to do plumbing and you tell me you are ready in September. That plumbing is not available. You don't give up. because before the academic year ends, there will definitely.
So you probably could get it from the April semester comes in there.
Yes. Yeah. So if you don't get to start plumbing in first term because it wasn't put out, you might get to start it in second term or get to start it in third term. So definitely before the academic year ends, every one of those 16 skill areas is open.
Okay.
Sometimes people want to rush, and in September, everybody wants to come in September. Mm-hmm. And then after September, they think that that's the end. So they want to wait until another September. That's why this information is very important.
This is critical for individuals to know, because most times it's like a norm.
Yes.
Everybody feels a school year starts in September, but it's a bit different.
It's different at
NEWLO.
Yes. And we have the first term that has started already, but coming second term, and I would like to call out the programs we are going to have. Right. So for the second term, whose program will be rolled out in October, November for application. When we have an online application, and then we would invite those who apply in for face-to-face interview and registration. It's important that we interview them before we register them to guide them in choosing, because some don't know what they are choosing and what they stand to gain based on what they choose.
Because sometimes some just say, I just want to come to NEWLO.
I just want to come to NEWLO.
Parents may tell you what you may need to go, as you mentioned, because of issues you may have with the law, you have to go to NEWLO. But you come with not knowing what you want to do. But there's maybe something that you like to do. And you never know the opportunities is available at NEWLO for you to get that done.
And somebody comes, they choose something because their friend is doing it. Or their friend chose it. So the interview part of it is very key to us. It's a brief minutes, but it helps us to help you to get to know you just a little bit more. What you have chosen, I think would work for you for now, or there may be others that work for you. So for the October, November opening, which will be for those who will start in January 2026, right? We are going to have early childhood open for both the young and the adults. We will have restaurant service. We would have carpentry, plumbing, solar, food preparation, air conditioning, and refrigeration.
All right. And that's in January of 2026?
Yes. Okay. But the application process starts October, November. We'll put the information out there. Somewhere around the middle of October, we'll put out the information.
And you said you can go to the Facebook page and see how the process.
All the information will be there.
All right.
The application is on the website, but we only open during the application window. So if you go there right now, you won't see. You will not be able to have access to it. Yes. Right. And then for the third term, for February, March, when we are doing the application and the registration, the areas that will be available will have another set of food preparation, because that's one area the numbers are so large, so we have to divide it into two. So we'll have another round of food. We have fashion designing, nail tech, electrical installation, bartending, and computer engineering. Okay. These are all going to be. So by the time the academic year ends, you should find what you're interested in.
Okay.
And we don't want people choosing what is available. Young people, just give me whatever is available. No, we don't want to.
Okay, so whatever you do, it has to be something that you like. I always say, especially when it comes to a particular technical things, you have to have a likeness for it. Because there's always the option where you're going to drop off of it if it's just doing it for the doing it.
And that's what has been happening.
Yes.
Especially when you're doing it just for the doing its sake, or maybe just for the financial aspect of its sake. You find, I'm making money in it, so I'm just going to forget that. You understand? Or someone tell me, let's do some do construction. Well, I don't really like laying blocks. And then I find I'm just going to fall off of that. Even though I've learned how to do it, I don't find, because maybe the financial part of it, there's not much work coming on me, so you fall off. So it always has to be something that you like. I always try to tell folks that do what you like, what you feel comfortable, what you feel passionate about, that you will hold it out for the long haul.
Yes,
you understand?
Yes.
So just one last thing, and then I'm going to sit back and enjoy the talk, everything family day, everything finance. And that last thing you mentioned just when we were on the break, what we are seeing now, because I told you I analyze the experiences and the data, there are a lot of young people who come, they start a program and they say, I find this is too hard, and they leave. So I'm making an appeal to our young Grenadians. There is nothing good that comes on a silver platter or on a bed of roses. Everything worthwhile demands time, commitment, and hard work. If you want to get a big money, you need to put in the big work.
Yes.
And that's what it always pays out. There's nobody who puts in the big work in the right way that gets left behind. No. And the last time my grandmother told me, nobody ever died from hard work. So, thank you.
All right. So I certainly hope maybe there are youngsters who are listening at us this morning, are viewing the program, and have an interest in some of the program that you have mentioned. And certainly with the idea to get them when that portal is open for them to make that registration process, they do so and do what they would like to do. Something has always been in their mind. Hey, I'm like doing this, and it's available, and certainly you will see them holding on to it for the long haul.
Yes.
So now as we go on to Ms. Neptune, once again, this is the time to hear you speak a whole lot. You have let Sister Margaret speak a whole lot for the morning.
Yes.
Tell us about the upcoming Family Day. What to be expected and so forth.
All right, so you heard sisters spoke and said that we are a family.
Yes.
And so Family Day is a fun activity, not just for fun, but for fundraising. So fun and fundraising. It's an opportunity to see all our collaborators, because we welcome businesses, our past trainees, people in the community, people who support us, and NEWLO alike, to come to dine, to be entertained, to have fun while we raise funds. Because all of what Sister spoke about there earlier need funds. And as the old people say, God help those who help themselves. Okay. Sister says she didn't see that in the Bible, but we say, but it's something that we say. And while we have collaborators and people are assisting us, we have to also do something for ourselves. So every year we put on this event. It has been happening for the last over 35 years or so. The NEWLO Family Day, which entails luncheon. All right, so you come in you can dine, sit and dine, and have what we call the Sunday meal.
Yes.
Grenadians love the Sunday meal. All right.
Even during the week.
And some of them, yes, they will have Sunday meal during the week. So, the rice and peas, the baked different meats and so on, with all the sides. So we have that aspect where you can sit and dine, come from church, or you just want to come mid-afternoon and sit down with your family and your friends or your co-workers, sit down and have some fun with us. While this is happening, we'll have Dillion Moses on the violin, because food needs some nice soothing music to digest, and while you're chatting and so forth while this is happening. However, there are those who love to take their food home, and so we'll have a takeaway section on the outside. Okay. You can come to that line and get your takeaway in smooth order. Along with all of that, people will not be ready to go home, and of course we have to raise some more money, and also mingling and chatting, and that's how we meet new people and get new collaborators as well. And on the outside we'll have the police band, and we want to thank them. They've been with us for a long time. They will have concert style music. We are hoping to have some of the local artists with us as well. And with all of that, we will have NEWLO trainees on display, displaying their art and craft in terms of the pieces that they've created, fashion design. So they will be modeling the pieces. Also, this year we'll have Miss Janelle and art pieces. They will have we'll have auction and bingo, and some people are donating toward that piece. So the auction and the bingo, especially the bingo, is not a money prize. It's a kind of prize. So you a gift. Okay. But the gifts will be worth
the while.
Yes. And so come out and have fun. And at this time, I would like to thank all of our sponsors.
Outside.
We'll have a tent outside with, some people, and I'm noticing a lot of men moving away from the Sunday meal kind of thing. So they like some roast pork, some sauce, potato pudding, some wild meat, other confectionery. They like roast bakes. For people who may not want to eat meat, we will have some curry, so things like roti and other peas like chana and all of these things. So we're trying to cater for...
So it's going to be a variety.
A variety. And of course, we'll have cocktail bar. If you don't want to, drink the hard stuff, but you can do something softer. The people who like photographs, we'll have our 360. We'll have 360 camera with us, so you can whirl the way around. We are hoping to have the auction live as well, so people in the diaspora can participate. And we thank our different artists for contributing towards that. We are also asking that people who you may have things at home that you're not using. The couch set, the living room set, the bed, in good condition. Call us up, we'll come for it. We can auction it out and response, because you may not have the hard cash, but you may have some beautiful something. There are people who post barrels. There are lots of barrels at home with shampoos and conditioners and so forth.
A little bit more than they will be able to use.
Yes, a little bit more, and so all of that will go toward, and so we will have walk-ins as well, because somebody may not want to buy a $75 ticket, but they can come to the booth and get something to their liking. We'll also have some face painting for the children. And I want to take this moment to really thank the people there are some business people, from the time they see NEWLO and I give them a call, they say, yes, what is it you want? All right, and they are always willing. It may not be something big, but whatever it is, we thank them for the collaboration. And if I'm allowed to call businesses like Acado, Huggins, the Royal Grenada Police Force Band, we have the Claxcoat Bay Marina, and some of these people, they also take our trainees on for internship, job placement, and apprenticeship. The hotels, and of course with your meal you will get desserts. We also have ice cream. We have Sugar and Spice donating ice cream to us. So we have a whole callaloo.
With all of you said, I haven't heard you mention the date.
Yes, we're coming to it. I'm so excited about the activities.
So folks are probably saying, all she has mentioned.
Yes, the date, October 5th.
All right.
It's in the best month. I'll just celebrate my birthday. So when you come, you'll be celebrating with me.
Best month, I would say.
It's not July.
Well, with all the
it's October 5th.
September is better.
October 5th at the Trade Center Annex, both inside and the gazebo. It will be alive.
It's an actual venue also.
Yes.
Taking place.
It's a small fee of $75, and I'm making an appeal now to the people in the diaspora. We've collaborated with GoToFed this year, so we have tickets online. Or if you just want to make a contribution toward NEWLO, you can purchase a ticket, and we can contribute it to a trainee or someone out there in the community who, need to have, a lunch and so on, and to come out. So we're making an appeal. I think it's only $29 US.
Okay.
All right, you can buy it, or people here, you can purchase online too. If you wish to come and you don't want to leave home or go somewhere to get the tickets, so you can get tickets from us at NEWLO, or you can purchase online on GoToFed.
Share some contact information, a number or two for individuals may want. Folks may always like to call and seek some more information.
All right, so you can call NEWLO 444-9955.
Yes.
You can give me a call as well, 459-6059. This number has gone international right now, global. And you can call Sister Margaret 404-5018, or contact any NEWLO staff, or you can go to the NEWLO Facebook page and make a request there in the messages, and we reach out.
Individuals wanting to contribute also, they could call and make contributions. You did mention for those who have those little bit of extras at home that you think, I would like to contribute, as you mentioned. I may have some furniture that I was thinking of throwing it away, but it's in that
and it's good condition, not furniture with company, like you have. I just want to make an appeal as well to farmers, people out there who have fruits, and we will love to have some if you do have. And it could be from Gospo to Swivel Orange, whatever fruit it is, we would appreciate. We will appreciate it as well.
All right, great. We give this option to our listeners and viewers. Of course, if you may like to ask a question or two to, of course, Sister Margaret, call and make a contribution.
Yes.
You would accept that here also, make the necessary arrangement. The lines are open. 435-2041. We do have our first caller. Guess we lost that caller there. 435-2041. We have the WhatsApp also available for you to call in. 435-2041 on the direct line. Let's go to the phone line. Caller, you're live. Good morning. Welcome. Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, I just wanted to get on the program there.
You're live, caller. Go right ahead.
Yeah, good morning. I want to congratulate the ladies there, because I think NEWLO is playing a very important role in this country. Now, I was involved with technical education since 1972, so I have a good idea as to what's going on. And NEWLO, let me just give a historical perspective. NEWLO came in after the technical center. I don't know those who remember that. That was closed down in 1981 during the revolution on the grounds that technical education was expensive. I was in charge at the time when the PS told me that. But thank God NEWLO came in. And I had a little hand in helping organize the curriculum for NEWLO with Mr. Glen. I don't know if you remember him. But I'm glad NEWLO is there. And one thing I'd like to advise, it would be a good thing if NEWLO could organize to go to the secondary schools especially and talk to the young students, give them idea as the minimum requirements for certain qualifications and the kinds of areas that you provide for young people. And one thing I've noticed with our people, workmen and workwomen, they don't want to work. So I don't know how you get to develop this positive work attitude in our people. But I'd like you to try as best as you can. I'm no longer as mobile as I used to be, but I'm still interested in technical education. So I thank you for your efforts, and I encourage you to keep going. Thank you,
caller. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We do have another caller. Caller, you're live via WhatsApp. Good morning. Welcome.
Yeah, good morning. Thanks for having me. And kudos to NEWLO for all the great things you are doing. My question, I have two brief questions. One, especially when one looks at NEWLO being in this relatively rural area of the country, do you have any skill training with regard to farming? Because I think that would be very important, because number one, it can bring food on the table. Number two, it can provide employment. And number three, it can give the farmers opportunity to make some money. So I think that's, as we say, can kill three birds with one stone. So I'll be interested to know if you have such a program. And number two, what are you doing with regard to the construction industry? There's evidence, as far as I know, the limited information, that there's a problem with getting people to do construction work. Many projects are actually going much slower than originally anticipated. What are you doing for that? Thank you.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much. Quick response to the caller?
So the first one about going to the secondary school, how do you respond to that?
The first one, going to the secondary school, we usually do that. And as a matter of fact, we had this conversation last week or so to ramp up this promotion, not so much about people coming to NEWLO, but choosing the right skill by relaying the information about each different skill, what it entails, what is expected, and so on. So this is something we already have on the plate. Sometime later on in the term, we will be doing that, but we already have this type of collaboration with the secondary school.
Okay, great.
And then the last caller I'm very happy he asked that question because something I forgot to talk about. The agriculture program.
Part, yes.
NEWLO has been selected by the government of Grenada under the OECS Skills and Innovation Project. It's a project that was launched earlier this year.
Yeah.
And one program that through the OECS Skills and Innovation Project that we are going to develop at NEWLO is agriculture program. So NEWLO has chosen two programs, the renewable energy and the agribusiness, right? And this is something that we are so much looking forward to because we haven't had the funding to go into a lot of programs. But through the OECS Skills and Innovation, we recognize the role of agriculture in our country. It's so critical and where we are located. So yes, caller, that is something that is coming on stream, and we look forward to the young people. We had to start the conversation because a lot of the young people don't see agriculture as key, but it's so key.
Yeah.
So the conversation has already begun, and we look forward to having the moment.
We do have another caller. Caller via WhatsApp. Good morning. You're welcome. Let's hear from you.
What's the second question?
What's up, caller?
Yeah. Good morning to you, guests.
Good morning. Let's hear from you.
One of the best programs so far, GT. So I want to congratulate you too. That I've been listening to you for a very long time. And one of the stigma, I'm so happy that it broke. That it broke down because most people that come to NEWLO or been to NEWLO, they used to be marginalized, where people think that it's like a sentence, as she said in the past, you know. And I'm so happy that she broke that. Okay, one of my top guy in electrical, all right, he went to school in NEWLO, right? He did electrical installation, you know, because I'm also an electrical engineer. So, GT, I just want to find out from the ladies that if you have to do, how much it will cost, basically, like if you have to pay for that tuition or being an electrical in electrical installation, basically, how much it's going to really cost? But I know it's no tuition fee right now, but I just want like a bottom line, how much that course would have cost somebody if they want to do electrical installation. Thank you, GT, and very great program.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much. We are a bit strapped for time, but we still could take one more call. I'll give you opportunity if you want to mention the cost.
But we have something on Facebook, the fees breakdown, so they can always check that on.
Facebook page and
yes.
All right. Caller, you live? Let's hear from you.
Yeah, good morning, GT, and morning to your esteemed guests. I want to express my appreciation for NEWLO because I've had some real good relationship with them. First of all, when I was Tufton Hall Adventure Project, I was the community center coordinator. We had cooperation with them, and some of the memories still remain with me. Then subsequently, I became a part-time teacher, tutor there through the kind invitation of Miss Franca Bernardine. Franca is the proper name in coming, Mrs. Franca Bernardine. And also had a connection with them through Canadian Crossroads International, where I provided them with volunteers and also had some of their tutors to go to Canada. One last thing I would say, there are many things I could say about NEWLO, is that they stand on protecting the environment. They used to defend the beach from sand mining very fiercely when those folks used to come to do sand mining. So I wonder if they still do that. And also they used to be one of the main participants in the International Coastal Cleanup Campaign when Friends of the Earth conducted that. Thank you.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much. I think we have one final caller and take a wrap for the calling program. Caller, you're live via WhatsApp. Good morning.
Good morning, GT and your guests.
Good morning to you.
Good morning. I'm so glad to hear about NEWLO. I know it was a good institute from ever since. My son went to that school, from the Seventh-day Adventist school, and he can do, I would say, a jack of all trades. He's a very good mason. He's a plumber, he's a carpenter, and many other things. This school is a very good school. And then some children from the Lime School went there. I happen to be doing craft with them, and I'm so happy to see how these children come from that. That's a very good school. I encourage everybody that have their children when secondary school and you want your child to learn a good skill, send them to NEWLO.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Sister Margaret, Mr. Neptune, we come to that stage. We're going to have to take a wrap for today's edition of To The Point. Anything in closing before we take a wrap this morning?
Yes, so before Sister would go last, just one last appeal. Thank you, GT, for having us. Thank you, GBN, all the time. You know, the media gets, you know, sometimes you mention your sponsors and you forget the very media that is helping you to promote it. So, GT, thank you. And thank you to GBN, always on board. But one last appeal to past trainees, businesses out there who have NEWLO past trainees as employees. Please support. It can be $20, $100, $50, 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000. You know, and we're making anything that you can contribute, because these funds help run NEWLO throughout the year. Yeah. We also have a residence community, students who live for St. Patrick's and Andrews. People from Carrick who live at the residence, and so we have to feed them. And you know, young people eat a lot. So even if we're giving them 3 square meals, it's not 5 grains of rice on the plate, but it have to be, you know. So we are working along with businesses to get supplies. All right, but we're saying don't forget NEWLO when you are making contributions. And see you October 5th. From 12:30 until about 6 o'clock, but the lunch will be served from 12:30 until about 3:30, 3 o'clock. Okay. Yes, okay. But you can still come on to get other food.
Probably come by and get some food.
Yes. Of course, yes. Yes. Thank you.
My last word. I know 2 years ago when we had a family day, that was the first time we hosted it at the Trade Center. Yeah. We used to host it by Sedani Williams, small, about 150 people. The first time we came to the Trade Center, things became a bit overwhelming. Yeah. And some people didn't have a good experience. Okay. But please don't throw the baby with the bathwater. If you didn't have a good experience 2 years ago, we have learned from that, and we promise you
we prepare for you.
This is going to be different.
Well, you know, you always have to improve from your mistakes.
Yes.
You always have to improve from that. So you're
ready for you this year.
And I have someone is saying here via WhatsApp, they're saying good morning. They have some book from the anti-massacre chair back, and there are some books and some anti-massacre chair backs. I hope I'm saying that correct. Yes. And they can contribute that to the library. They would like to contribute the books and so forth to the library.
Thank you. Did they put a number there?
Well, I'm seeing a number that I can give to you.
Yes,
so you probably can use that. All right. Yes. So that's what we're going to take a wrap for today's edition. I want to thank you once again, Mr. Neptune, of course, Sister Margaret. I want to thank you once for coming. Of course, one of the interesting programs this morning. Certainly like to hear what you're doing at NEWLO. I will encourage you to continue to do what you're doing. It's helping a lot of the young people in Grenada today. I know you would like to do more.
Yes.
Certainly like to do more, but whatever you're doing at the stage of what you're doing, it is helping a whole lot. Thank you once again.
Thank you too.
God bless you.
Yes. Thank you.
So, hey folks, that's where we wrap today's edition of To The Point. Join me again tomorrow for another edition. Have a good one, folks. That's where we say goodbye.